What's up guys, macadii here bringing you the sub battle for our current NU session. Now today I'm against a guy called Mike Rect, who, this may sound really weird, I've already just battled him for a future NU session. So he knows what team I've got and I know what team he's got. So he's got a Mega Ordino, a Lipard that seems more of a sort of supportive set, a Weezing, which is more of a defensive wall. I'm not too sure about the Uxie because it didn't really get a chance to show much. His Simipour is a reasonably offensive. I have a feeling it might be Sub Nasty Plot, but he didn't get to show that in the last battle. And an Expert Belt Eva. And he's already seen some of the episodes for this current session, so he knows exactly what I'm running as well. So it's fairly even on both sides. So it will sort of shake things up and make things a little bit more interesting. So in terms of lead, I think that before he led with the Lipard, so I am actually predicting him to lead with exactly the same thing. So Tinkerbell is not the best one to lead with. I think Qwilfish is probably the best. So I'm going to lead with Qwilfish, even if he does come back out with the Zachariah. He may predict me to try and go for spikes or something like that. I am just going to go for a Waterfall just because it does hit the rest of his team reasonably hard. I do notice he hasn't actually got access to any hazards, and also he actually I think Uxie might have Stealth Rock, but I can't remember exactly if it learns it. To be honest, if Mesprit and Azelf learn it, I'm pretty sure Uxie learns it. But he's not got a Rapid Spinner or a Defogger of his own, so I think I need to try and get up as many sets of spikes. And do I have a Stealth Rock? No, I don't have a Stealth Rocker. So no, I won't be setting up the Stealth Rocks, but I can set up the spikes. So I think he's trying to work out what I'm going to be going for. I do predict him to go for the Taunt because Prickly Customer is quite infamous for going for either Toxic Spikes or Spikes, and he does know that I carry the Spikes as well. So hopefully he does. Oh, he has the Charm. That's interesting. I did not see the Charm before. So from here, I am going to be cheeky and go for a set of Spikes. I've never seen a Charm Lipard before. That's really effective. I applaud you for giving a set like that a go, because I've not seen that before. So he does go for the knockoff, which is going to get rid of my leftovers. I do predict the Taunt at this point, so I am going to go out into, I think, Mr. Muscle. He does have the Charm, that's the thing. But I still think a Drain Punch would take him out. So I think I'm going to go out into Mr. Muscle, predicting him to go for the Taunt now. As he goes out into, he does go out into his wall. Unfortunately, I don't know how much this Weezing has for me, because if he tries to burn me or anything like that, then actually I am going to get my Guts boost. So it is very tempting to try and go for the for the Bulk Up first. And then to be honest, I think it's too early to set up, because if I do manage to get a Bulk Up under my belt, I can definitely work my way through his team. So I think it's a little bit too early to try and take advantage of him. I am going to go back out into Prickly Customer, just because it gives me another opportunity to start setting spikes up again. So I go out into Prickly Customer as he goes for the Stockpile. Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to go for the Spike. I do have a Stealth Rocker. What? I'm sorry, guys. I am going to go for the Spikes here. This Weezing may start to become a problem, especially if he's Will-O-Wisping me. So I am going to keep setting up the Spikes at this point, because I do want to try and get maximum amounts of hazards up on him now. I think we may have to rely on everybody Dance being able to take him out, or maybe go out into Big Boy Man and bait the Willow. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. So from here, I'm going to go out into Big Boy Man, and that will actually then bait him to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and then I can actually get the Flash Fire boost off on Rapidash. it does have Flash Fire, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So I go out into Big Boy Man, and I'm going to go out, double out into Hard Ride to get the Flash Fire boost, and that hopefully should be able to allow me to pummel my way through this Weezing. At the minute, it is a little bit scary, but with the Flash Fire boost, Flamethrower should be doing quite a lot. I am going to use this opportunity to get the Will-O-Wisp off at this point. I am specially defensive as well, so I don't know why I was saying Flare Blitz. I apologise for saying Flare Blitz. I meant Flamethrower. I am going to get the Will-O-Wisp off just to get some chip damage. He does go out into his PT, which I'm not exactly sure what it will be doing. That's a shame. I would have liked to get Toxic off on this, but it doesn't really have an opportunity to recover its health or anything like that. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. That really does not do much. He goes for the Amnesia. Ooh. Let's see. It's very tempting to eat the bait and go for another Flamethrower, but that's not going to do much at all. So the question is, what sort of speed? It is going to outspeed Mr. Muscle. Tinkerbell is probably my best bet to taking this out. So I think I am going to stay in and just do another Flamethrower, just to get a little bit more damage off, because the combination of that and the burn should start to whittle him down, and it will be interesting to see if he has the rest or not. He has the Heal Bell. Okay. I'm going to go for Toxic this turn, and that will then force him to then have to go for the Heal Bell again, and that will give me the opportunity to go out into Mesprit and get a knockoff off. But yeah, there's a lot of setup on this team that I didn't even get a chance to see in the last one, so it's quite cool really. So I go for Toxic. He is going to go for, probably going to go for the Heal Bell this turn, so I'm going to go out into Tinkerbell. I don't think he's going to have any defense boosting moves, so I'm not 100% sure. Luckily Hard Ride still has a good amount of health, and I really could do with keeping him around. He does go for the Toxic. Oh, sorry guys. The Toxic, which is unfortunate, but I think a knockoff is going to do a pretty good chunk of damage. I don't know what item. Oh no, he has leftovers. Sorry, I didn't notice the leftovers. So I'll knock off the leftovers as well, which will stop him recovering his health. I don't know if he has the rest or not, so it's difficult to say. If he does end up going out into the Lipard, he goes out into Underrated. A knockoff isn't really doing much at all. I really need to keep Tinkerbell, so I am going to U-turn and probably go out into I don't have too much for this one either. I'm going to U-turn and go out into Prickly Customer, because I think at the minute, considering that I'm burnt and also I can't set up any more sets of spikes, Qwilfish is starting to look a little bit useless, so I am going to U-turn out into Prickly Customer, as he does get the Wish off. From here, I think I'm going to go for the Taunt, because then if he does go out into the Uxie, he is a little bit stuck. He may just go for the Protect to try and heal back up, and the thing is now Uxie has Levitate, so the spikes aren't going to make a difference, which is a shame. But these spikes are really going to start racking up for him, especially now that his Ordino doesn't have the Regenerator. Every time it switches in, it's now going to be taking 25% of health. It's going to lose 25%. Ideally, I would like to find a time to try and put up my rocks as well, but to be honest, I can't see too much of an opportunity to actually do that. So he does go, he'll end up healing all the way back up. I don't think I think I outspeed, so I think I'm better off going for another Taunt. Then he has to go for a Draining Kiss after that, and that will allow me, if I do a Destiny Bomb, to take him out straight away. So hopefully this will work. So I'll go for a Taunt. I can't see him switching out into too much, especially when that Uxie won't be able to do too much. So I go for the Taunt as he goes to the Draining Kiss, and now this puts me in a very good position because I can go for a Destiny Bond. Hopefully he doesn't remember that I pack the Destiny Bond. Obviously, as we said, we know most of each other's teams, but I very much doubt or at least I hope, he's not going online to try and work out exactly what I'm running. Hopefully he will make the mistake of staying in, which he doesn't, which is a shame. So I do have to go for the Destiny Bond, which is unfortunate. From here, I'm going to go out into Tinkerbell, and it is very tempting to get the Zen Headbutt off. I could be cheeky and go for a U-turn, and I think that probably is the best move, especially when he knows that I've probably got the Zen Headbutt. And then if he does try and then go out into the Lipard, I can then U-turn. A U-turn will take him out. So I think a U-turn is probably my best bet. It does go out into underrated, which is a shame. So I U-turn out. I do take some life orb damage, which is a shame. He does have healer, so he doesn't have an ability to actually. I'm just going to double check what healer does. I think it heals the other Pokemon around you. Yeah. So I think, considering his moveset, I think Hard Ride might be a good bet, because I can save Mr. Muscle. I don't exactly know what to set up on though, that's the only thing with that. He looks to be physically defensive as well. So I think I'm going to go out into Hard Ride and try and get a Toxic off, just to keep whistling this guy down. So I'm going to go for the Toxic here. To be honest, nothing here really will appreciate a Toxic. There is a chance he is going to go out into the Simipour, but I can go out into Ludicolo and put him in quite a sticky situation. Because from there I can go for Giga Drain, or if I want to be really cheeky, go for a Scald or something like that, which I probably, to be honest, would do. Yeah, I probably would do. Because to be honest, Simipour isn't particularly bulky, so okay, so he runs the knockoff as well, so we know most of his moveset now. So from here, I'm going to go for another I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. There's not too much that apart from the Simipour, nothing really resists the Flamethrower. I know it's not going to do too much, but the combination of spikes and okay, so he doesn't end up going for spikes. But at this point, he's at a low amount of health, so I am going to go for another Flamethrower here. There is a chance he is going to go for the Toxic, which is an issue, but I don't think he will do this turn. He does run the heal bell. He does go for the heal bell this turn. Right, this turn I am going to go out into Tinkerbell to go for to get a U-turn off, predicting him to go for the Toxic, because my Flamethrowers just aren't doing enough. Uxie is just disgustingly bulky. So I'm going to double out into Mesprit to try and hopefully take that Toxic. And I know Tinkerbell is getting quite worn down at the minute, but there's not a huge amount I can do. Unfortunately, he's switching in quite a lot of Levitate users, which is a good play, and they're managing to take the hits quite well. So he does go for the Toxic, as I predicted. At this point, I'm pretty sure a U-turn will kill. He looks to be reasonably special defensive, so I think, considering I'm highly invested with Life Orb, I'm pretty sure that should be able to take him out. There is a chance he is going to go out into the Ordino, but if he does go out into the Ordino, I'm pretty sure Ludicolo probably will be the best bet, because I'm pretty sure I can take him out from there. He does go out into Wheezing, and he's becoming quite a stall fest, but I'm going to go out into Everybody Dance, and I think I'm just going to start scalding away. I know that does bring it, entice him to bring in the Simipour, but I don't think he'll be able to do a huge amount to me, and I can always switch out. So I think Scald is probably the best bet, 'cause even if he does bring in the Simipour, I would quite like a little bit of residual damage off with it, with a potential burn. I think I'd rather risk not getting, getting the burn than I would risk missing a Hydro Pump, because I do not get good luck sometimes, and I'd rather keep just stick to my 100% accurate moves. So, from here, I know I'm definitely not going to be able to one-hit KO it, but I should be able to do a decent chunk of damage. I don't think he runs Flamethrower, sort of a Sludge Bomb as well. I haven't seen him go for it, so I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully he doesn't. So he does switch out into Underrated. I really hope this is a 2-hit KO. That is a 2-hit KO. That's absolutely fantastic. He is also now in the position where if he switches out, he is dead on entry. So luckily, I think that's the end of this Mega Ordino. From there, he may start bringing in the Simipour, which can be a little bit of an issue, especially when my special wall is a Fire type. I don't know why I've struggled to say that. So I am going to go for another Scald. He does go straight onto 17. Now, I kind of disagree with that play, because now you've put unnecessary damage on your guy. I know for a fact now that I break through his subs, so I think Scald will be a 2-hit KO from here. I think he'd been better off staying in with the Ordino, because it was dead anyway because of spikes. And it would allow him to then bring in Simipour, and he would then be at this position and be able to get 2 turns of moves off rather than just 1. So, but then, you know, he may have another plan. So, from here, I do predict probably just like the Ice Beam, probably something like that. I'm trying to think. Normally, it's just Sub, Nasty Plot, Ice Beam, Scald or Hydro Pump, but he's definitely not going to be going for a Water move. I do outspeed for that turn because obviously I'm Scarfed. He does have the he has the Endeavour. That's really interesting. He's got some really interesting sets going on here. Unfortunately, that will not take me. Obviously, it will not take me out, but it probably was his best bet to go for. I don't think they carry any priority, so I think it's gone from there. From here, I know for a fact I do outspeed everything. Even if the Liepard comes in, I am definitely going to go for another Scald to try and take it out. By the looks of things, he isn't running the Sucker Punch, but I really don't want to risk that with the Mesprit. He goes out into this thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into Tinkerbell and then go for a Zen Headbutt rather than a... No, maybe I'll go for a knockoff. Yeah. I'm going to double out into Tinkerbell. I know I've been doing this a lot and it is wearing it down, but this thing's just far too bulky. So he does go for the U-turn, which unfortunately won't take me out, but... And I don't think he's got anything else that does outspeed. The Electrovine might outspeed. But at this point we will find out whether the Liepard has an offensive move or not. I'm pretty sure it does. It's probably not just a... But he's used Charm. Yeah, he probably does have an offensive move if he's done that. But there's no point me staying in. Sorry, there's no point me leaving. So I am going to go... Ooh, no. Just trying to work out whether it's worth putting rocks up. Or attempting to put rocks up. I think getting a U-turn off on this will be the most important thing. He does outspeed and he goes for the knockoff, which is a shame. From here, I think Mr. Muscle's probably the best bet, because what I can do is he may want to stay in and knock off my Eviolite, and then I can get a Mach Punch off and, you know, catch him there. Even if he does then go out into Uxie, I should be able to get a... now that I know his moveset a bit better, I should be able to get a knockoff off on him. So I think that's probably the best bet. If he does go out into the Weezing, there's not too much this Weezing can do to me, and I can start setting up bulk ups as well. So and then Drain Punches, although they're resisted, should be able to still do a decent chunk. So I am going to go for the Mach Punch here, predicting him to maybe go for the knockoff. Especially with these spikes and everything like that. He does go for the Charm at this point, which means I'm not going to be able to take him out. And I was hoping even if with the Charm I would still be able to do that. So I am going to go for the Drain Punch now, because you can see here that it's not going to be a 2-hit KO, and a Drain Punch should take him out, which it does. but it now puts me in a little bit of a precarious position because I've got about 0 attack at the minute. So he does go out into his Wheezing, but at this point I think Hard Ride probably is the best bet. He may make a mistake and go for a Will-O-Wisp at this point, which he doesn't do. He goes for a good play, which is go for the stockpile. I am going to burn him this turn because I do really want some residual damage off on this Wheezing. But yeah, he's got, having 2 Levitators as well means spikes aren't as effective, but they were definitely still wearing his team down quite a lot. But oh blimey, I just looked at the time. It's this is gonna be a long battle. So I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, as that's then going to just do a little bit of residual damage each turn. I know he can then go out into the Uxie and heal that back up, but at that point, if he does do that, I think I am going to go out into Gurdurr, and even if I do get toxic, then something's going to have a knockoff smacked right in the face, and if he goes for the knockoff, there's not much I can do, but to be honest, I'm not going to be doing too much of the Wheezing, and or the Electivire as well. I still have Big Boy Man in the wings as well. I don't know how useful he's going to be, but there's not much I can do. But at this point, he's either got to have the Uxie at this amount of health burnt, which is in a really, really precarious position, or he's going to have to sack it. So I finally managed to defeat this annoying little pixie. So from here, especially with the Guts boost, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing quite a decent amount of damage to that Wheezing. So he does go for the U-turn, so he is still trying to preserve it. It is getting to that point where if I manage to do any sort of damage to him whatsoever, it is going to be able to take him out. Unless he gets the heal bell off. He does go out into Underrated just to sack it off. That's fair enough. That makes me take a bit more poison damage. If he goes out into the Wheezing, I am going to go for a knockoff at that point, because I do want to just get as much damage off on that as possible. So I am going to go for the knockoff at this point, and then once I've done a knockoff, I am then going to switch out, because I'm pretty sure a priority Mach Punch should be able to take that Ooks. Oh, sorry, not the desk. He unfortunately does outspeed as he goes for the stockpile, a knockoff which is a crit, and I do take out his Black Sludge, so now he's lost his recovery. I'm going to go back out into Hard Ride, and from there do another Will-O-Wisp. If he does decide to bring in the Uxie predicting the Will-O-Wisp, there's not much he can really do. So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp at this point. And I've got to watch out because I know Eva packs the the Earthquake, and obviously that's going to do quite a lot to Rapidash. But I think Ludicolo should be able to clean up once I start weakening this this Wheezing and just stop it from setting up these stockpiles. I still have Big Boy Man in the wings as well, which will easily be able to take a cross chop or an Earthquake from an Eva. Unfortunately, I do miss the Will-O-Wisp. He's just revealed to me as well that he has the Pain Split. So to be honest, even if Hard Ride does have to come down with me with Wheezing, that's not going to be too much of an issue really. So I am going to go for another Will-O-Wisp at this point. Even if he does decide to be cheeky and switch in the Uxie, he's going to die then. He's going to lose a lot of health to burn damage and put him in a position where I can take him out. The Eva as well would not appreciate being burnt. From here I can go for another Flamethrower. I know it's not going to be doing too much, but I'm better off just getting a little bit of extra damage off. And we'll see what he's got. So he's just got Clear Smog, which isn't going to be doing too much to me. So I think from here, unfortunately, I can't afford to heal up because I know straight away he's going to be able to take me out from there. But I think with Flamethrowers doing 14%, that's that amount. He does keep going for the Pain Splits. I'm going to go for another Flamethrower. I can't really afford to Morning Sun, unfortunately, because I don't want this thing healing up again. He does keep going for the Pain Split, and from here I'm pretty sure that's the end of Wheezing. But Flamethrower is still doing a decent chunk, considering it's 2.5 times special defense, and I'm not invested in special attack, and I'm not a particularly specially attacking Pokemon. Like, I've invested... Oh no, have I invested? No, I haven't done it. No, I'm not invested in attack, scratch that, I am specially defensive. But anyway, you know, it's still doing a decent chunk of damage, really. From here, the Uxie does come in. I am just going to go for the Flamethrower. Hopefully I can kill this thing. If it's got rest, then I'm going to be sad. But I don't think it does, unfortunately. He does go for the Toxic on Hard Ride, which isn't too much of a problem. And unfortunately, the Burn is going to take him out on this turn. From here, I'm pretty sure Eva will be outspeeding me, but there's no point switching out, so I am actually going to go for a Will-O-Wisp just to try and burn him. And we know for a fact that he's E-Belt, so he can switch up his moves as well. So he has the Quick Attack. Ooh, that's interesting. I've not seen Quick Attack on that before. Unfortunately, the Quick Attack doesn't manage to take me out completely, so I do manage to get a burn off. At this point, I might as well send in Ludicolo. I don't, considering how little Quick Attack did to Hard Ride, I have a feeling Ludicolo might be able to take a hit, especially with Shocker being burnt. And I've not got too much of an issue, because even if I might as well try with Ludicolo, and it means he gets more burn damage off as well. Because even if these two then fail to kill him, Everybody Dance would definitely not be able to... If Everybody Dance then died from a Quick Attack anyway, it wouldn't make any difference. So I might as well stall him out of burn damage, and by the looks of things, it's GG anyway. And a Quick Attack does 11%, which takes me out, and that's the end of the match. So I hope you guys enjoyed the whole session, and as always, hopefully pencil Monday in your diaries for the next session, and I'll see you guys all there. Macadii out! If you enjoyed the video and want to keep up my latest content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Macadii out!